What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Flex podcast from the Action Network and Fantasy Labs. I am your host, Chris Raybon. It's NFL Week 6. This is our DFS episodes. We are going to build cash game lineups on Fanduel and Draftkings. And don't forget, for up-to-date values, projections, all that stuff, be sure to go to fantasylabs.com. Because I know we had Trey Benson in both of our lineups last week. Obviously, that would have had to be swapped out, but for the scoring, we're going to leave it in just because this is early week lineup construction. But Sean Koerner, the odds maker, one of the most accurate rankers in the game. Thanks for joining me. How you feeling heading into week 6?
Real good. And yeah, that's a great setup here is, we were setting our lineups early last week. And Benson wasn't even on the injury report. He just kind of was ruled out randomly on, I think it was Wednesday. So just a reminder that we're kind of just walking through this very early in the week. But when it comes to crunch time, you're going to want to use our updated projections and the tools at Labs to set your actual lineup. But the rest of our lineup crushed outside of Benson. We did a good job, but unfortunately, Benson was a scratch.
Yeah, and also follow us in the Action Network app because we did end up getting on, or at least I ended up getting on Michael Carter and Donovan Knight touchdowns. So we kind of knew what we were talking about here.
I had DeMercado over longest run. Over 9.5.
Oh, yeah.
Over 9.5. And you actually alluded to this on the other pod. He gets those runs where the defense doesn't expect it. Yep. I wrote that he has a 6.0 yards per carry career average. It's probably way up now. But he tends to get those 3rd and 15 draws. The 2-minute offense. Oh, the random run play. So I was showing value on his under rushing yards, but over on his longest rush. And ironically, his longest rush was the 72-yarder where he, let go of the ball before he scored. But we hit on all 3 Cardinals running back props last week, even though we had Benson in our lineup to start the week.
It's it's always the wrong type of carry for DeMercado. Like, you always got to go back and kind of like adjust out the noise because the Cardinals are like running on 3rd and 15 and I think they ran on like some 3rd and long play when the game was actually in the balance. Didn't they have like that terrible drive at the end or something? They
did a lot of terrible things, but a lot of teams do that. Yeah. It's not just the Cardinals, but 3rd and 15, they just hand it off and they pick up 12 yards and they punt. But yeah, DeMercado, he typically sees these rush attempts when the defense is not expecting it. So that's why he has a high average. Not that he's a great back. He just usually has very favorable boxes when he does get these runs.
Yeah, because he's the 2-minute drill back too. So if you have success in the 2-minute drill, they don't expect the running back to take a draw on
exactly
2nd and 8 with 9 seconds left. I think that's how he scored against the Seahawks, if I'm not mistaken, late in the game or something. So yeah, but I digress. Let's get into our DraftKings lineup, and then we'll build one on FanDuel as well. Quick reminder: all of our fantasy football and DFS content is available right now over at fantasylabs.com. That includes our in-season rankings, our waiver wire tips, of course, our DFS tools and models with our point per dollar values and plus minus values and all that. So be sure to use code FLEX20 if you do want to sign up. You get $20 off at fantasylabs.com/flex. That's code FLEX20. All right, I will start us off on DK. And I'm going to go with hopefully somebody that doesn't get scratched. Let's see. I think so. Running back is interesting. There are a ton of options there. Quarterback, I think I want to get our quarterback out of the way because I'm kind of zeroed in on 2 guys and they're only $100 apart. I think I know which way I want to go, but curious, Daniel Jones is $6K and then Drake May is $5,900. So I'm leaning May here. Both of these guys I think are a little high variance, but their value is really good on this slate. Any thoughts on the quarterback?
Choice? I like May here. And Lawrence is $5,100. He's a good play as well. But yeah, this is a week I think we don't need to like spend down at quarterback, and May's, my number 2 ranked quarterback, just behind Herbert. So yeah, at 5,900, I think for cash games, he might be a little streaky, but I think he's perfect for cash games here against the Saints.
And after Herbert's last 2 weeks, I mean,
you said, what is like, Bo Nix like?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, everyone is. This is not a great floor slate for quarterbacks. Yeah. So I feel like in a situation like that, it was kind of like how last week, remember I said something like, yeah, I mean, this is not, Justin Fields is not trustworthy, but we kind of have to trust him on this slate. And for 3 quarters, it did not look good or whatever. But with these guys that can run, man, it just happens. So I think May is the choice because Daniel Jones isn't running anymore. So that's kind of the deciding factor. Yeah. See, I'm going to lock May in here. 5,900 on the road, but indoors against the Saints. Where are you going?
Yeah, so I'm going to go running back here. I'm going to spend up a bit. Rico Dowdle would stick out at 5,800 if we knew Hubbard was out this week. It's also a revenge spot for him or against the Cowboys. So too early in the week to lock him in, but I'm going to lock in. God, there's a lot of good options up top. I mean, you could really go with Jacobs or Koerner here, but
yeah. Oh, I was going to say, I do think we probably want to spend up at least one receiver spot. So keep that in mind. Cause there are some, but I don't know if we want to have like 3 mid-range guys this week. Like, I think they kind of, it skews a little higher at wide receiver.
Yeah, for sure. Like Puka is back on the slate. But I was on Nico's receiving yard under. Same thing as last week. Like they might just get up big, get away with a run-heavy offense. So maybe Puka only catches 8 balls this week. So maybe his upside's limited. But I mean, he should have his way right in the first half. So maybe I'll shy away from Koerner for now, just to see if we want to go with Puka. But gotta lock in Josh Jacobs here at 7,300. 14, well, now with Flacco there, 13.5 point favorites against the Bengals. I think it's going to be a very heavy Josh Jacobs game plan. So yeah, he's definitely in play in cash at 7,300 at DK.
He's my RB1 for the week.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he's love him. All right, let's get our defense out of the way. Actually, no. I think I'm gonna let you.
Yeah, I don't mind doing it.
I might. I don't
mind doing it.
I want to let's get a receiver in here. So we don't know if we're gonna be able to spend up for Puka yet. Let's go to tight end. McBride's only 5,500, but then Tyler Warren's 4,900, and then Waller's even kind of tempting at 4K, but Ferguson is right, 5,200, and he's just been, in terms of PPR especially, just a complete monster. Any leans there? I kind of have one in mind, but
there's so many options at tight end. It's not even funny. Again, if Bowers, I'm assuming Bowers is out. Michael Mayer at 3,100 is good. Probably GPPs. Yeah. But yeah, with no, really, it's Ferguson or McBride or Warren. I think we got to spend up. And McBride and Warren are playing each other. Are you going to want to go with Michael Carter at running back? Do you think we'll go that route? I think that's probably the deciding factor for me on which.
We don't have to, honestly.
Yeah, you don't think it's necessary? Okay. Then yeah, McBride's in play. Ferguson is absolutely in play, and Warren. I just think we got to spend up at tight end this week, and then there's plenty of like cheap options at running back, wide receiver. So I don't mind if you spend up here.
Let's go Ferguson. Because we might get touchdowns out of him. The thing about McBride is we know we'll get the 5 to 7 catches, but it's been a struggle getting in the end zone. And Ferguson, he just takes off drives, and he's just he's the tight end 1, 5+ catches every game, 7. He's the Puka Nacua of tight ends right now.
He really
more or
is.
less with the reception numbers.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then Warren is very tempting too. Those are the top 3 tight ends, and I think very, very good price points for them. In addition to Waller and Mayer, Bowers is out. A lot of options, but I think you want the upside of the top 3 when they're that affordable. So let's go Ferguson at 5,200, and that gives us 5,250 on average. But remember, we didn't choose a defense yet, so that'll be a little higher.
I mean, I could do that now, or we could wait, because I think we either have to go with like the Steelers or Packers here. They're both really good. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like probably Packers 3,700 or Titans 2,400. So maybe we don't want to lock that in quite yet. I don't mind doing the honors later on, but I think we need to just kind of see if we have that extra 1.3K.
Yeah.
So we can kind of wait there. That'll be the pivot though between those two defenses. Wide receiver, someone like Flournoy is 3,600. We would have to assume that Lamb and Turpin are out this week to go that route, or even Tolbert at 3,500. That would be a way that we save a ton of money and have enough upside. But what do you think about Olave? Really sticks out to me at 5,100, especially for a cash game play. I just think he has a really high floor at this point.
What do you like? How much is Christian Gonzalez? How much does that lower? I'm trying to, because I think that's why his price is down. So let's see. Gonzalez allowed this year. Gonzalez has allowed 3 catches on 7 targets for 54 yards.
He's only played 2 games.
Snaps.
I do respect him.
Yeah, it's low hanging fruit, and I think they priced him a little bit too low. But I feel like at that point we could probably just choose the guy who's not really a dodge. That's a GPP play, but then also Harrison kind of worries me too. That's tough. I'll leave it up to you. I mean, I think there's definitely somebody we have to choose in that range. I'm not opposed to Olave, but he does have a little bit of a lower floor than most weeks.
Yeah, I think we either just have to spend up or get somebody really cheap right now, like a Flournoy. I just don't know.
I feel better about Olave than Flournoy, I think, just because we still have that. He's still the number 1 receiver. He's not
between the two,
I don't think every single snap on.
Yeah, between the two, obviously,
and it's only for 15. What is it? 1,500? Yeah, I would probably lean Olave still, but I'll let you make that decision.
Yeah, I mean, Pittman in that range I could go with. I just don't know what we're going to end up with is what I'm getting at. A lot of different directions.
Pittman makes sense as well, because that's kind of we didn't choose Tyler Warren. We're not going to pay up for Taylor.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to pay up for Taylor. Jones. That was the one thing I just didn't want to go with a mid-price guy, because now we're still stuck wondering what direction we go. But yeah, I'm going to go with Pittman here at 5,400. Again, so just for I'm going to assume how about this? I'm going to assume we're going with the Packers. So that gives us 5,600 per player, but we could pivot to the Titans. That's just kind of how I'm thinking about it. But
if I'm just curious if because last week I know you liked Godwin a lot, and he's in that range too. Are you more worried about him now because of the 2 straight duds, or do you think he's kind of still underpriced? Because I think he was around the same, somewhere in this range in the 50s, right, last week.
Yeah. The back-to-back duds is concerning, and we're not trying to catch anybody off guard. This is cash. I would still want Godwin and GPPs. I think he's probably still being overlooked, but yeah, for cash game purposes, wasn't great having another dud. So yeah, I think in that range, he's priced about right. I would rather take a flyer on any one of the Chargers wide receivers. I love Tet at 6K against the Cowboys. So a lot of options there. I don't think Godwin's sticking out right now as much as he was last week.
Either.
But yeah, the mid-range guys, pick any of them. I like when there's guys that stick out. So I think, yeah, if you want to take one of these like higher price guys, we can like find somebody cheap, potentially.
I'm just gonna go running back. So you got Pittman, right? So I'm gonna go running back, and then we'll see how much we have, because there's a lot of options at at receiver. So I am going to go with. So I'm pretty sure that Bucky Irvin's going to miss another week. So I'm going to go with Rachaad White here at 6K. Now, if for some reason he is a surprise
active,
he's surprise active. Yeah, you could call it. I think, a 1-for-1 swap with Judkins. You're getting a similar. You're still getting a similar point projection, and we just kind of discussed that on the player projections pod, where we have Judkins is projected for a ton of rushing yards this week because he's starting to get 20 carries on a weekly basis. So yeah, I feel good. I feel really good about Rachaad White, and it's PPR, and this could be a trailing game script given that the Niners are playing well this year, and it's only a 3-point deficit. So yeah, I want to go White here. Mid-range, that gives us a little more direction as far as, do we just go 3 mid-range receivers? Let's see, we have, and we could probably choose our defense now too if we want, because we have 25 remaining now. With the Packers, it would be about 50, just under 5,500 per player. So we'd be kind of in that mid-range.
Yeah. So if we go with the Titans, we have 5,900 per player, and with Flacco potentially getting the start, I might be lowering my projection for the Packers. So I think just when it comes to defense, it's such a crapshoot anyway. The Titans facing the Raiders at 2,400. I think there's a week to take them. It'd be here. And just the way it's shaping up, I think I'd rather have us have 5,900 for the next 3 slots to go cheap. Is that okay?
Yep.
I think that's the way to go.
The Titans might end up being the defense 1 this week. The way Geno is just
no kidding.
Every drive, it's just angrily throwing his helmet and coming back to the sideline mad at himself. But that is, when a quarterback loses the body language, it usually doesn't just bounce back as quick as other things. So yeah, I'm officially worried about the Raiders. Yeah. I know they are favored at home against the Titans, but Titans won last week on the road. So yeah, Let's go Titans here. 2,400. Very good. I think they're cheap enough because they're 2,400 to use in cash, but also obviously very interesting GPP play. You could stack them with like Pollard, because I think his ownership will be low because everyone will be on Spears, but that would be correlated. So a lot of things you could do there. But 5,900, yeah, it's like you almost can't choose any Charger because it's hard to really differentiate between
musical chairs.
They're all within 300. Yeah, so I'm not going to do that. I am going to go with, because we already have 2 running backs. So even if at this point in this lineup, we're not going to use Rico Dowdle. So I'm going to go Ted McMillan. He's been a lot more consistent than I thought he would be for the kind of receiver he is. And this is another one of these matchups where he should be able to eat. So at 6K, I think he's still priced too low. So yeah, let's go with some Ted McMillan, another mid-range guy, continues to be underpriced here. That gives us 5,850. So we're still right on schedule, right around that 5,900 mark. So you got wide receiver and flex to go.
Yeah, I think so this week for flex, I think tight ends in play, just looking at, my projected points. And, we went Ferguson, but like McBride at 5,500 is probably better than any other wide receiver in this range. Definitely better.
We'd have to go Carter. We'd have to go Carter. We couldn't go. Would you think? Oh, actually, I don't know. That's interesting. That's true.
It's close. No, it's actually, we could actually talk about it. Most weeks, I'm just running back wide receiver. But the way they have these guys priced, McBride is definitely in play at 5,500. But yeah, I'm not going to make that call right now. But I was just going to point out,
because it's early in the week, we should mention that Kyler Murray's questionable right now as we record this. So we probably shouldn't go McBride just because of that. I mean, we can, but who's their backup? Brissett would lower, I think, their pass rate, which then would kind of could potentially negate like the point of using him in the flex.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying I'm going with McBride. Warren's in play. We have Pittman, but just in the flex, the way they priced tight ends this week and the way they're projected, they're definitely viable. So I'm gonna leave. Let's see. I'm going receiver here, and like if I go a Buka range that's only 4,500 remaining, that's probably too low. So just this glut of receivers in the 5,700 range.
How do you feel about Diggs?
Obviously, I love Diggs.
Do you think he's cash worthy though?
Oh yeah, no, I think he's cash worthy. See, 5,800. I was looking for below that.
800.
Yeah, you'd have 5,900. Okay. Dowdle would be perfect there if. Let's just put it this way: if Hubbard's out, that would make this crystal clear to just go Dowdle in the flex.
Yeah, and then we could always pivot off Tet too.
True. Yeah.
We could also go to Warren at tight end over Ferguson, although I do think Ferguson is.
No, I like the
ideal.
Ferguson call. Yeah. I'm gonna go Diggs there. So you have 5,900, and this would be great to have like an updated lineup later in the week. Once we do have information, but 5,900. Where do you think the optimal Judkins? Okay, so
I think even because like I think he's still underpriced. I know it's not completely ideal because it's PPR and he's not going to get a ton of catches, but he's also going to get a ton of carries. So I mean, because if not him, I think we would. The other option, what I was going to say is if you just left, you could go as far as 6,700 at receiver, and I know who I could use, and I would just use Hassan Haskins in the flex at 5K.
Oh yeah,
if you want to switch your receiver play up. I think that's my low for flex is Haskins at 5K because I do think he's gonna get the first crack. He's been the number 2 back all camp. They love him.
Yeah, I think he's
done goal line and third down in the past. So
yeah, just a wide range of outcomes is all. And Carter's only $200 more, so a lot of good running backs in that range. And if you're listening to us, you could pivot to that. That's totally fine. But I like Judkins there. And he's not running a ton of routes, but he is seeing a shit ton of targets on his few routes. So if anything, he could easily have a 3-4 catch game here as well, on top of his 25 carries for 100 yards. So I don't mind him at all in the flex.
Because and then if we wanted to even like if you wanted to switch any of the receivers up, like let's say Tet, you could go down to a guy like in the lower 5s. Kyron is 6,300.
Yeah, that's
and who else?
That's who I was.
Yeah, I think Kyron stands out at 6. And Javante's at 6,400. So yeah, there's a lot of high floor options. We might have to go Kyron there. What if we go down?
I was trying to use Kyron earlier. I was kind of holding out hope for Puka, but you have Rashad White.
I can change one of mine. I think we should go Kyron there. I think we should go Kyron, White. And I can either change my Tet pick, or we either change Tet or Diggs. I think, or any receiver. I don't think they're must-haves, but I think Kyron is a massive value at.
Well, I think so too. But
6,300, yeah.
Yeah. So Tet, if we swap out Tet, it's 5,700.
Okay.
Which is if you have somebody else, that'd be Ladd, that'd be DK Metcalf. I'm not sure if like either of those guys, but I'm actually fine just
going with I'm just looking at it, make sure we don't. Yeah, we don't have any over. I'm fine with just going Keenan Allen there, honestly. I mean, in PPR, he's caught 5 or more balls in every single game, so we have a floor.
Yeah, it's kind of musical chairs, but he does seem like the most stable piece. I think he's leading the receiver group in target rate.
Yeah, I think we just go him.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. $100 left on the table, but another very high floor play, I think.
Yeah, because wait, no. I think if we go, unless I have it entered, hold on. I think he would fill up our salary.
Yeah,
Do I have
got
something?
Yeah, works
Pittman,
for me.
Diggs, Allen at 5,600. Yeah, no, we only have 56. We wouldn't be anything left on the table. It would be with Pittman, Diggs at Pittman 5,400, Diggs 5,800, Allen 5,600, Rashad White 6K, Jacob 73.
Well, I swapped Rashad White. You told me to use Kyron. Are you talking about for Judkins?
Yeah. I'm saying let's just go up from Kyron from Judkins to Kyron and just take a different receiver. Yeah.
Okay.
So now we have Keenan, Diggs, and Pittman as our wide receivers at 56, 58, and 54. So that's perfect. I think, right? Because there's not a must-have in that receiver group anyway.
Yeah,
I
agree
not a must
completely.
Play. Yeah.
And again, this is pending Bucky's status. If Hubbard's out, then Rico Dowdle's in play. A lot of different things that we have no clarity on yet. But yeah, this is kind of the direction I think you should go.
I think Kyron is my RB. I want to say 5 on the week. Let me just double check that because it's early in the week. I haven't memorized him yet, but yeah, he's way up there in PPR. So yeah, I think he's too good to pass up at 63, and I'm pretty sure Bucky's going to be out. But yeah, if not, just go down. Then maybe we think about Judkins if we can't get Dowdle with no Chuba. So yeah, a lot of ways to go, but like the mid-range receivers, Stephon Diggs at 5,800, Keenan 5,600, Pittman 5,400, and then Ferguson at tight end at 5,200, with Kyron in the flex at 6,300, and Rashad White and Josh Jacobs at running back at 6K and 7.3 respectively. Drake May's our quarterback at 5,900, and the Titans punting defense against Geno Smith and this Raiders offense 2,400 could turn out a lot better than we even think, because the Titans defense hasn't really been bad.
Right,
they've kind of hung around, and then they have gotten gashed on the ground, but they've kind of hung around in games, quite a few. So yeah, I like that. All right, we'll get to FanDuel in a second. Just a reminder, we have a special promo going on right now for those of you who are thinking of subscribing to Action Pro. For a limited time, you can get 33% off an Action Pro monthly subscription. So for the price of a week, you get a month's worth of access. You'll get our NFL prop picks, experts like Koerner, Nick Giffen, all their picks and alerts, so you can get the best line, because these guys are moving lines. Plus, you got the MLB playoffs in full swing. You got college football going on. So now is a great time to experience all that Action Pro has to offer. You just got to head to actionnetwork.com/pro to get 33% off a monthly subscription. It's a great deal. Let's go to FanDuel. And you're up first, Koerner. Where are you going?
All right, let's see. I mean, we went Drake May on DK. I still think he's in play. Thoughts on Trevor Lawrence at 6,700 on FanDuel? Can we trust him yet, or is he still?
I think that's a great value. I inherently, even though I think I told you before last week that I have a Jags division ticket, which is looking pretty good, and a win total. So I don't know. I don't trust. I think Trevor Lawrence is in that Bo Nix category for me. I don't really trust him. I probably would still lean May, but he is a little more pricey. I mean, what do you think? I mean, you're super high on Prescott, and he's 200 more than May. But he's not truly a run. We don't know if he's going to be a runner every week.
He looked pretty spry last week. I was just worried about Javonte stealing a couple touchdowns this week. He doesn't have Lamb, presumably. So, all right, well, we'll put a pin in that. I think we go kind of either direction there. But running back, my God, we have to either go Josh Jacobs or Kyron or both, especially on FanDuel. JT's almost 2K more than someone like Koerner, and I'm projecting
10-5. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, last week was the week that we had him projected for like 2 touchdowns. This week, probably still smash spot, but that price is a bit pricey, and I just think Jacobs and Koerner, just especially this week, have smash spots. So, I'm gonna lock in Jacobs though. I'm gonna lean him at 8,700. He's my top running back on this slate. I think he is for yours too, and he's only 8,700. So yeah, he's popping. Yes, yeah.
So he's my RB1 for the entire week. It's Josh Jacobs. He's scoring 2
especially for half PPR. Half PPR, he gets slight boost. We took him on DK, so yeah, I got to start it off on FanDuel. Josh Jacobs,
and his, you'd be surprised about his pass down participation. I mean, it's like around 55% on average, which is pretty decent for a running back. That he kind of seemed like an early down back, but 55% is a pretty decent route rate for a running back. So yeah, I think he's a smash play as well.
4+ catches the past 2 weeks. So you've been doing that.
All right, let's see. Who else do I have? Who do I like value wise? Puka's up at 9,800 too, so probably not getting. Probably could have just gone Kyron too, because I don't know if we're getting him. What's their defense is looking like? Let's see. So the Titans are more priced up here. So Titans are pricier than the Raiders. See, FanDuel gets me.
Yeah.
Oh man, so defense is going to be tough. Ferguson is the top tight end. That's sharp. 7K.
Yep. Although, McBride, again, don't know if Kyler's playing, but McBride's the 4th.
Smash play if he is.
Yeah, the 4th priced tight end, if I'm reading correctly. Yep. So that would be a play.
Well, it's FanDuel, and he's not going to score a touchdown, though, so we do have we kind of have to take that into account.
He'll still get 7 catches, but yeah. It's a bit of a hit in half
9
PPR.
points on FanDuel. Yeah,
exactly. It gets a bit of a hit, but still shouldn't be that cheap. But don't know who's.
I'm going to go with I'm going to go wide receiver. I'm just deciding where I want to go first. I think we're going to lock in. Let's go Rachaad White again, Mr. 2 touchdowns. That would be valuable on FanDuel even if he doesn't get yardage. But like I said before, pretty sure Bucky's going to be out. If he's not, you could go down to Dowdle if Chuba Hubbard is out. Worst case scenario, Michael Carter is 6,100, and he's an option as well. And then you save some cash, and he is and you also have Haskins, but I think Carter's a better. I think Carter's a lot safer. So that's the worst case scenario. But I think Rachaad White. We should get another week of Rachaad White feature back, and that Rachaad White feature back is pretty valuable. Remember that year before Bucky came, where we were kind of worried about him, and then he just had like a monster year. So I want to lock him in everywhere.
Last year Bucky was an A+ grade in my RB upside rankings because I thought Rachaad White sucks. Bucky's a decent rookie. This year I was actually flipped. I was like. Bucky was like RB7. I was like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Rachaad White is one of the best handcuffs right now at RB 48 or whatever he was. So I gave an A grade. I was like, how the tables have turned. And then Bucky's out and he's smashing. So he's always had RB1 upside if he could be the lead back. So yeah, I love it. Starting off strong at running back. I was going to consider. I think. Yeah, I think this is the site where I would consider Godwin, but since we just went White, I'll skip it. But on FanDuel, Godwin's 5,400. I think he's probably worth it there, but again, probably want to see a game from him to be a cash game play. So I'm going to go.
It's hard to justify with Diggs at 5,900 if we're just Yeah,
I'm not going with him, but yeah, since we have White, definitely not going that direction. But. Yeah, let's see. When it comes, Tet. We keep using Tet. I think Tet at 6,600 on FanDuel against the Cowboys is even better than DraftKings. So I'm gonna go Tet here. And one of these days, he and Bryce will get on the same page, and he's going to have a really big game. Is Koerner back this week? It doesn't impact my Tet projection much, but I think Koerner returns to practice this week, so he might be back soon. But
yeah. Were you plus on Leggett last week too?
No, I was actually surprised he played as much as he did, but he had that one really good touchdown, right, and one more catch outside of that.
Yeah, I mean that's the usual, but yeah, he did kind of at least he got into the end zone. But yeah, I think Ted is a great, even though he hasn't shown the actual touchdown upside, he's got he's the number one receiver, he's got the body type, everything otherwise checks out. So we're gonna start seeing some touchdowns.
Yeah,
and if Bryce plays bad enough, we'll just get some Andy. So. Yep.
Who I didn't realize he's the top 35 all time in passing touchdowns. Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton?
Yeah. I saw like Stafford.
Where's Flacco?
Ooh, good call. I don't know, but he's got to be up there, right? Like top 50.
I mean, if Andy Dalton is, I wouldn't be surprised.
I was just seeing like this random like milestones. Like if Matt Stafford throws a touchdown this week, he goes to 19th overall. Passing up so-and-so, and I just saw like Andy Dalton gets passed up at 35. I was like, oh shit, Andy Dalton's like historically top 40 passing touchdowns. So yeah, I think Tet would get a boost if Dalton were replaced Bryce at this point.
Yeah, Bryce is hard to read. I mean, he looked really good from like the second quarter on last week, but we've kind of it's ebbs and flows there. But okay, so we got 60. We got over 6K per player. We probably want to hold off on our defense and our tight end. But I think I'm gonna stick at receiver. And is this? We had Pittman on the other lineup, right? Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because I like his price here too, though, at 6,200. But Diggs is 5,900. But we also might. Okay, I think I got to go with a onesie position. So yeah, I think we got to go May again at quarterback because Lawrence is tempting, but May is like a top 5 option going against a bad defense, and Lawrence is more like a top 15. 17 option going against the good defense. So yeah, I think we're good. I'd rather get May out of the way, and now we have more direction as to what we can do at other spots. So let's do that. 7,800. That leaves us
well
60. It's about 6K, but we still don't have a defense.
Yeah. So to prevent us from having the same exact team as DraftKings, I'm going to go with the cheap defense here. Although instead of your Titans, I'm going to go with my Raiders, who are, like you said, $100 cheaper on FanDuel. We're going with the Raiders here, going up against Cam Ward, who, I think Max Crosby will get a sack here. Potentially will get some turnovers. So, I don't love the Raiders as defense, but against the Titans at this price, I don't mind it.
Interest in the Browns at 3,500. They're on the road at Pittsburgh, but it's Aaron Rodgers. It's old Aaron Rodgers and like a mid offensive line.
Yeah, but is he getting sacked? Let me see.
I mean, he damn sure should
be. He's pretty good at getting rid of it quick, throwing it away. Oh, he has.
He has 3 picks, and I mean. I'm just curious. Like, I think the Raiders are fine, but the Browns are even cheaper, so it kind of crosses.
Yeah, he has a 25% pressure to sack rate, which is really high for him. So he's taken 9 sacks. How's the health of their?
The attempts just haven't been there, like the drop back volume.
Yeah, the drop back volume.
But he faced the. I mean, this could be another similar script to the Patriots or the Minnesota.
Yeah, no, I could definitely. Yeah. You got like Mason Graham up there up the middle. You have Myles Garrett. I love the Browns sack upside. I just didn't realize Rodgers is taking a sack so much. So yeah, you can go either way. I have them pretty close So if we're saving $300, I'm all about defense is just a crapshoot anyway. So anytime we could save money, I'm totally fine with it. And yeah, the Browns definitely in play against Rodgers, just considering how much he is taking sacks right now.
So which way are you going? You sticking with Raiders or you going with Browns?
No, I'm going Browns. I'm cutting the cost. Again, when it comes to projected points for defense, it's not the same as like running back where you have a lot more stable metrics. I think defense is purely a crapshoot. And you made me look into Aaron Rodgers' sack to pressure rate or pressure to sack rate, and it's concerning. So that's enough for me to take Myles Garrett here.
The Browns haven't given up more than 17 points all year or something like no, they have that bad game to Baltimore. They had those bad games, but against
against Lamar,
Pittsburgh quality offenses, they should be fine. So yeah, I'm fine just doing that. Yeah. You got the Browns and the Titans. What could go wrong?
I mean, the Browns defense is different. Collins is a beast right now. I love Mason Graham. So just this defense is pretty good. So no, I have no problem spending down on a really good defense. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, no, I think the more I look at it this week, I think you kind of do want to punt because the Packers, they faced Flacco a couple of weeks ago, and it wasn't like a great fantasy performance, even though the game was low scoring. So yeah, I think it makes sense. All right, so we have just about 6,600 per player, 2 wide receivers, tight end, flex. So probably be in the mid range again. All Waller's doing is scoring touchdowns, but we can't leave McBride on the table and pay for only $400 more, right? But then do we just go for full Ferguson here since we don't know if Kyler's playing? That's what I'm just trying to decide between.
Yeah,
because I think we want to get tight end out of the way.
Yeah.
Or do we punt it with Hunter Long?
No, you can't.
Right? Okay. You can't.
Well, yeah. If Bowers is out and Mayer's in, I am absolutely taking Mayer at 4,300. Way too early and way too many things would have to happen to make that a cash game play. But yeah, I think I don't mind spending up at tight end because all these guys are too cheap. McBride's got to be the play. I mean, how much of a drop off would he get with Brissett? Not that much, right?
I mean,
it would definitely ding him.
He has 2 touchdowns in the last 2 years, and it's FanDuel, so that's what
he is doing. He's due for positive regret. He's like Puka. Imagine if he's getting all these catches and yards, but he also starts scoring touchdowns. He's already good enough, but. The touchdowns will come.
He's caught between 5 and 7 balls in every game. He's averaging 9 point something. I think
that could be a Kyler problem. Maybe Brissett will change that. Ooh. Brissett's 6 inches taller than Kyler, so maybe that'll help.
If you feel good about it, I don't mind it. He's a top 2 tight end, so
he's too cheap.
It makes sense. Yeah, he's way too cheap.
Yeah,
both sides really.
Yeah, but again, later in the week, if Kyler's out, definitely want to revisit that. We only know so much right now. Kyler's, if he plays, he's got that foot injury. He might scramble less. Even more targets for McBride in theory.
Yeah. I mean, either way, what are they going to do? Throw to Marvin Harrison? He can't.
He's been mossing guys the last couple of games. He's been looking a lot better. But yeah, they got to even more targets for McBride. So that gives us
that gives us
6,700.
The same thing. Yep, same price. 66. Oh wait, sorry, I didn't actually lock them in. Whoops. So we got 60. Yep, just a little over 6,700 for 2 wide receivers and a flex.
All right, so I'm doing it again. I'm looking at all 3 Chargers wide receivers.
Do you think Waddle's in play?
Yeah,
6,700 for him.
Oh, we didn't go with Waller. I thought for a second.
Yeah, we didn't go Waller.
Yeah, we didn't go Waller.
But Waddle is a little bit. He's been kind of unpredictable at times.
Yeah.
So I almost wonder if maybe it's just Pittman or Diggs. If we're gonna it's probably not even worth paying for Waddle over
just the fact that Waddle is 6,700. I'd probably go with Pittman or even Ladd. How can you trust Ladd at this point? But at 6,400 against the Dolphins, he does stick out to me. But I think in this case, I think we got to stick with Diggs, even though we're making kind of the same team as DK.
You could also go with your guy Olave. It's 5,900.
No, I think the Gonzalez shadow coverage is real. And again, my projection for Diggs at the moment, in my opinion, is on the conservative side, and I'm showing him as offering more value at 5,900. So just kind of knowing, I do this with my props all the time. Just knowing how I have his projection leaves way more room for upside. So I just think that he has a high floor, and we've already seen the last 2 weeks the ceiling. So I just think Diggs at 5,900. Not that he's worse on DK. I just think he's due for a touchdown. And he just has a very, very high floor right now. There's not much to pick apart with Diggs.
Yeah.
Other than he probably won't catch 85% of his targets going forward. But other than that, I think he is a must, cash type play right now.
All right, so that gives us we're above 7K now, and we have wide receiver and flex. We know there's more wide receivers in that 6K range, so if we wanted to, we could go up at running back. Let's see. Achan's only 8,100. That's interesting. But then again, so is Emeka Buka. Where's Kyron? He is. We are gonna. No, Kyron's 8,400. Okay, so that makes that easier. We don't want to go him. Achan has a low floor though too, just because it's FanDuel. I'm gonna go. Yeah, so I think I'm kind of torn between paying up for Genty, Kyron, Achan, that range at running back, or just going with Emeka Buka. Because we have options in that high 5, low 6 range at both spots. So let's see.
Yeah, the running backs, any of those guys, I think would be the play here.
Yeah, we already have Rashad White. So let's You
could really go any of those guys. They're all great spots. You can go
looking at my
Kyron, Olave, or you can go Genty. I'm just saying, hypothetical ranges.
Genty Pittman.
Oh yeah. So either of those combos is fine, but definitely where you're going with it. Or Ibuka or Ibuka, and then what's the let's see.
Well, we have White already though.
Oh, that's right. I think you're right.
Yeah,
for cash, we don't want to double up like that.
I think this Titans defense is going to up 9 touchdowns for running backs in 5 games, and Genty, when the game is in the balance, he's going to see almost every snap. Yeah, we got to go. I think this is the week to play Genty, so let's do that. Let's go Genty at 8K, and I'll leave you to choose the receiver. I think you have 6,300, so you have Keenan Allen, Michael Pittman. Dobbs, I guess, is more in play just because touchdown upside, and then all those other guys, Myers, Olave.
I think, for floor, I think Pittman is the way to go. Olave, again, just a little bit concerned with Gonzalez, but I think he's still going to see targets. We already took Keenan on DraftKings. I think he's better for DraftKings. But yeah, let's stick with Pittman here at 6,200. So $100 left over.
Yeah, and again, I think with these mid-range receivers, you have a lot of options too. For example, I have Tet. I think I have Tet over Waddle, but you could pay an extra 100, get Waddle over Tet. But I think Tet is a must. Honestly, I think he's
especially on FanDuel this price.
Yep. So I like this. I like the way it sets up. So we have Drake May at quarterback at 7,800 at New Orleans. But we have a May Dig stack on both. How do we feel about that?
Totally fine with that.
Okay. And like I said, you could just pivot.
Yeah, you could play it.
Who would the pivot be?
We're buying high on May and Diggs. Yes, they've had a couple of good games here, but it was expected. I'd say this is totally fine. If anything, these sites need to price these guys up at this point.
I mean, yeah, and we have enough. If you wanted to kind of not have as much on May and Diggs, but stay in the same game, you could just go to Olave there too. So yeah, there's a lot of options, but I am fine with May and Diggs. I think you just got to go with the values in this spot, at least for now until we know anything. But yeah, so May 7,800, quarterback at New Orleans, running backs Josh Jacobs at 8,700, hosting the potentially Joe Flacco-led Bengals. Rachaad White 6,800 at running back at home against San Francisco. Genty in the flex, 8K hosting the Titans. And you actually would want to put Jacobs in the flex because him and White's game start the latest, so you want to have the most flexibility there. So I would actually, let me swap those guys out. But yeah, so put Genty at running back at 8K against the Titans, and then have Jacobs in the flex because the 125 start and the higher price gives you some flexibility. Or maybe, because then you could still do what you need to do as far as, White also, you may want to swap him out if Bucky is a surprise active. So yeah, one of those two guys in the flex, and then Tet McMillan at wide receiver at 6,600 against the Cowboys. Stephon Diggs 5,900 at New Orleans. Michael Pittman 6,200 hosting the Cards. Trey McBride 6,400 on the other side of that, and punting with the Cleveland Browns defense at 3,600. And yeah, I like this price a lot for them against this Pittsburgh team. I mean, the total in this game is 38, so the Steelers are only projected to score like barely 20 points themselves, I guess, 2021. So yeah, I think this is the way to go, and a lot of flexibility there. Just make sure you put the 125 running back, one of the 125 running backs in the flex. All right. Wait, am I thinking of Draftkings? No, you can still swap on Fanduel, right? Or is it specific contests?
Oh yeah, late swap.
I always forget.
Yeah,
you swap.
They've gone back and forth on that, but yeah, I think every site's late swap now. They're not gonna.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Deal with the PR nightmare.
For some reason, it like that memory when I think it was like only Draftkings at one point, and then I just went.
Yeah, that was.
Okay. Yeah.
That
was a while. That was like back in. That was like.
I remember for basketball, such a pain in the ass. Just like having to stay up. I would have like 300 different lineups. I was in New York at the time, and I was like, have Warriors game. I gotta like swap. It was just like, it was nice not having late swap.
I've taken zeros. Yeah, I've taken zeros sometimes. There's been a couple of times where the late scratch has been so late that I couldn't even like it was like 5 minutes before. So I think a Kevin Martin once. Yeah,
good times.
Good times. Right. All right, that's gonna do it for our NFL Week 6 DFS preview episode here on the Fantasy Flex Podcast. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode all season long. We already dropped our waiver episode, and we dropped our player projection episode. So be sure to check those out as well. We will be back over on the Action Network podcast tomorrow with our guy, Jill Gallant, for touchdowns from every game on the Week 6 slate. You can find Sean on X at @the_oddsmaker. I'm at Chris Raybon. We're at those same handles on the free award-winning Action Network app. Go download it. And if you see a bet you like in the Action app, you can screenshot it at Playbook on X, and it'll build you a bet slip for the sportsbook of your choice. So be sure to check that out as well. Until next week, let's get this money.